Hi, boys and girls. This is your Ancient Greek Mythology interactive notebook page. So the first page here it says Greek Mythology, and it's going to talk about a bunch of different people during ancient Greek times. And the first one is Hermes. Then there's Poseidon, Zeus, Hera, Ares, Demeter, Athena, Aphrodite, Apollo, Hestia, Artemis, and Hephaestus. On the right-hand side here, in Greek mythology, the gods were immortal and lived on Mount Olympus. Mount Olympus was a real location that existed in northern Greece. There were 12 major Greek gods. On the left-hand side here, Greek religion was polytheistic. What does polytheistic mean? So think about that. Catholics, Jewish, they're a monotheistic religion. Greek religion is a polytheistic. So it's a belief in God. Is it a belief in one God or a belief in many gods? On the second page, again continues Greek mythology. I'm not going to read the ancient Greeks' names again. But the question here, it says to match the names to the descriptions. Fit them together like a puzzle piece. Note that they are not in the correct order. So what you're going to do is maybe connect with a line. You can connect them. So on the left side here, we have the names of our Greek gods. So we have Hephaestus, Aphrodite, Poseidon, Apollo, Athena, Hera, Ares, Zeus, Hestia, Hermes, and Demeter. And on the right-hand side here in the white arrows, we have the god of sun. Who is the god of sun over here? The next one is goddess of wisdom. Then we have goddess of the home, god of war, goddess of hunting, king of gods, wife of Zeus, god of fire, messenger of the gods, god of the seas, goddess of agriculture, and goddess of love. So you're going to use your Google slideshow presentation to help you, and I believe she states that Ms. Gus says they're on page 34 through 37 in the slideshow. The next page is on Homer. Unsure of birth date, very little is known about Homer except he was the greatest Greek poet of all time. Many estimate that his birth date range was around 750 BC or as early as 1200 BC. And remember, in Lesson 4 workbook, they're questioning if Homer even existed. Homer was the writer of great poetry, or what they called epic poems. And an epic poem is a story that describes the adventures of a hero or main character. Two of the great poems that Homer wrote are the Iliad and the Odyssey. And here are summaries of those two poems. The Iliad, the epic poem, takes place during the Trojan War and after the end of the Bronze Age in Greece. The Trojan War lasted for 10 years. The Iliad contains combat, glorifying war, death, lamenting, and suffering. The Odyssey starts with the main character, Odysseus, telling stories of his adventures. The book takes place after the Trojan War. He has been fighting in the war for 10 years, and now he can return home. The head Greek god, Zeus, is angry at the Greeks and creates a giant storm that pushes Odysseus and his warriors off course. They experience many adventures while trying to return home. And your task for this page is, after reading about Homer and his epic poetry, why do you think the Greeks found his writing to be so inspiring? Then on the next page, we have Greek tragedies and theater. Greek theater began with ceremonies and festivals honoring the gods. In Greek theater performances, they would often use only one or two actors playing multiple characters on stage. Tragedies were a popular and influential form of theaters. Sophocles, Euripides, and Aeschylus sorry guys, I know I stink at reading these, were the most famous tragedy playwrights. They were often presented in a trilogy, which is a set of 3 plays. Greek tragedies led to comedy and built a foundation for all theater and movies today. And your task for this page is to answer the question, what are tragedies and comedies in theater? Remember, when you are done, to go back to the Google Classroom, put a personal comment that you completed it on paper and turn it in. And then on the paper copy, make sure you put your name up at the top and turn it into Miss Gust.